Right, so this is another one of my brother's trees. It's a hazel, and again it's in a windswept style. You can see the tree's been pushed over by the wind, and then all the extensions have gone out on a horizontal plane roughly. So a few of these branches need to be wired down in position. This tall leader needs to come out, same with the one over the back. All of these suckers need to come out. So we'll do that first. We'll get rid of the suckers. Most hazels will throw up suckers from the root base. It's quite a common thing for them. Just get rid of as much of this as I can. It's got a nice piece of deadwood on it, this tree as well. It's all natural. All of this deadwood here, because this tree was collected from the wild. This had already broken off, and so Graham's got a very nice tree here really. It's got some lovely scars on it. It's a tree I wouldn't mind having in my collection. It's better. One more bit. There we go. Right, so now we've got those out of the way. Put a bit more gravel in the soil. Nice little bit of top dressing, always makes the trees look a little bit better. In the early days I used to put moss on my trees on the soil level, but as the years have gone on I prefer the gravel now. If you get any weeds in it, it makes it easier to pick the weeds out, whereas if it was going into the come up through the moss, so you'd have to pull all the moss off. So that's one of the reasons I switched. Let's take that big leader out, because that's not doing anything for the tree. Let's see if we can nibble away at that. And then that's got one piece right in there. Get it as flush as we can. It's not too bad. Just a little bit from this angle. That should be okay. Right, let's take this other large one out while we're at it. Right, so you can see what's going to happen. These branches just need to be flattened out. This tree regularly produces nuts. The squirrel that inhabits the garden normally gets to the nuts before we do. But I don't begrudge him that. It would be nice to try a few every now and again though. So I'm just going to take off some of the larger leaves. See where we are. That one will come out completely. So these new leaves, the ones that I'm cutting off here, the new leaves will grow back in 3 or 4 weeks' time at the most. There's still enough time to produce a second flush of leaves. And by cutting off the larger leaves, it's going to be making it easier for me to wire the tree. Because of the size of the leaves on this tree, it'll be easy to catch them in between the wire. Let's just take that off for now. So that's good, so that can come off. So the big leaves on this tree do mark the branches, so you can't really see where you're going to remove the leaves. As many off as I need. That to come off. That's dead, so that can go. Put a bit of tape into there by taking that thicker one off. That's that. I did get my brother's permission before I started doing these. I did tell him I'd go out and do a few for him. He's quite happy. He is going to try and get up in the next couple of weeks to have a look at them, but there's no pressure on that. It's far better to stay safe in these uncertain times than to put yourself at any greater risk than you have to by travelling. Right, so that's got all of the really big leaves off. So let's have a look for any dead ends of branches. Right. So even just by doing that, I think it's made the tree look far better. So it's just a question now, we need to bring that branch down, really. This one shouldn't really be going up like that. I might just leave that piece there and take that one off. It's a tricky decision again because it's not my tree, unless I can bring that around a bit. Let's take that large leaf off that I missed. Right, so I might be able to bring that around. Right, so let's take off that piece, and that piece. Right, so let's have a look. We need to bring that down. That's probably where it needs to be. Right, so that one. Take that thicker branch off. Gives us some nice taper. That's better. Take that good one off as well. It's going underneath that one. Take that one off. Back there. Right. Spin it around how it is. So that one there, that's not actually doing much to the tree, so that can come off completely. Dead. Let's clean that up. that piece. Right. So that one's going backwards when it should be going in the opposite direction, so I think take it out. Always make that one go forwards. That one is in the wrong position as well, going in the wrong direction. Take that off. That one that's going up, we'll take that off as well. Right, so a little bit of wire. That one. Anchor it firmly at the back of the branch, and then just miss all of the leaves as you go. Little buds, that's it. So you can cover that one and that one. What should I do with that? Not sure whether to take the one off. I think we'll induce some taper by taking off that one. That's better. Right, so with a small amount of wire. There's my cutters, I'll double them. Right, so wire this one down. There we go, that's that one. Just need to twist, position it. Yeah. That's okay for that one. This one, well, that's going backwards, so that can come out. Good. Right, I'm just going to hook that one out of the way for a moment while I deal with the other branch. So what I'm going to do, flip this wire around, oops. I'll thread it through that root, you can pull that back. Get it out of the way for the moment while I work on these two. Right, so that's only a fairly thick piece of wire, so it might need 2 coils. Sometimes if you give it a little bit of a wiggle, you can soften up the fibres a little bit, make it easier to bend. don't want to do is snap the branch. Okay, that's going to have to do. Right, so we need attach the wire to. Point. That's what I'm looking for. Use the right implement, always helps. Okay. Right, so just that around there. Again, because it's a fairly thick branch, I'm trying to move on to put the coils quite close together. The thickest part of the branch. And as I move up, I can space that more at 45-degree angle, which is a normal sort of angle that you want to wire a tree at. Now, is that going to hold? Yep, that's good. Okay, so that's holding that. A couple of thinner pieces of wire. Right, so about that much for the first one. Just going to wrap this around this protruding piece of wire. Nice area to hold on to. That's it. And continuing wiring that branch as it is the same piece of wire. There we go. That's that one. Cool. The fish are enjoying themselves, splashing around. He's a bit of a kamikaze fish, that one. He'll end up outside of the pond one of these days. He jumps so high. Right, there we go. It's got that one there, like so. Nice and easy. Perfect. Right, so a quick look. See if we can get that down a bit. And a bit. The same. That's okay. It's looking good. Right, so that one there is going backwards. That can come off. So I've got a decision on those two branches, whether I leave the lowest one or leave the highest one. Well, the lowest ones interfere with the main run of the branch, so I think I'll take that one off and use this tweezer like that. That should be okay. Right, so I can get a piece of wire for that one. There we go. That's it. Right, let's release this, see what happens to this one. See where it ends up. Right. Let's take that large leaf out of the way. Slightly obscuring that is. Right, okay. Right, so the options I've got now is to take this one to the right, so have this one is in the middle of the three, so this one comes around the outside, or I can try and take this one out wider. Well, because that's near enough set in its position, it's going to be hard to get any bend in this position, so I'll leave this one where it is. I'll take this one out to the right, and then we'll bring it back. So we've got light and air getting into that one, the main one. That's it. That's not too bad. That can, if we can get keep going down first, that takes it away from there. That's better. Right, so because this one's now starting to go back under this way, it'd be a good idea to introduce some taper into the branch, so this leader can come straight out towards me now. Right, that's not looking too bad. What we can do there is get rid of that little piece there. I'll take off that, and then we'll deal with where that goes next year, and with that one. Right, so I'm just thinking if I can get that down a fraction, that's going to allow that some more room. That's probably good. What I'll do is I'll use this same piece of wire. If I tie it there, I should just be able to bring it back and around that branch. Is that too much? Let's see. What do we want? About there. That should do it. And then that can go around that dead piece. That's it. That's better. That one can go down to take up that space. That's looking okay for that side of the tree. Now, Alright, so that branch is completely set in its position, so you can't move that in any way. Well, if it was my tree, I would take off all of this top growth and leave that thinner piece, but because it's not mine, and that's going to be a major chop, I'm going to leave that until Graham has a look at it and let him make the decision. I won't wire any of that side of the tree. I'll leave it as it is. He can make the decision, because we've got a really thick set branch there that you're not going to be able to do much with. This one I would use as the new leader. I'd get rid of all of this here, the whole of this top section here. And that brings in, you can get a nice curve on that and a nice taper as well. But that's all I'm going to do with this tree. if I do chop that off, it's going to be one step too far, I think. And everything that I've done so far, if Graham doesn't like it, you can reset the branches. They're not set permanently at the moment, so I think we'll call that one a day. So thanks for watching.